Oop, that was a quick queue live. Sometimes it takes forever. G'day out there to the peanuts. Here we got Dora, Clive, Fred from Hundle. Nice to see ya. Oh, there's Paul. Oh, Paul's got his YouTube on.
Yeah. Oh, me.
I got distracted with the news looking for the latest on that stabbing.
Yeah, I never heard about that, but that's what you get when you don't sort of listen to the radio.
Yeah, so...
Does it sound too good?
No, so the latest, don't think it's changed much. They did have a broadcast at 20 past 8, but so at least six there's at least 6 he's killed, apparently, not counting himself.
Yeah,
because he was
yeah, that's
shot.
what I'm seeing. 6 dead, multiple injuries.
Yeah.
She shot a female police officer shot him.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when somebody's running amok with a knife and killing people, you don't say, excuse me.
No.
Can you please stop that?
Yeah.
Yeah, could you adopt the Dirty Harry approach? When I see somebody naked in the park chasing women and he's carrying a knife, I don't stop to ask questions.
Yeah.
There's bound to be footage come out because it was a Bondi Junction, which is a really big mall, and it's going to have cameras everywhere.
Lots of CCTV cameras, yeah.
Yeah.
And people with mobile phones, I'm guessing, because some people have the urge to film rather than get the fuck out.
Well, at 6, I went to Bondi Junction a bit, and at 6 levels of mall, it's one of the biggest malls,
yeah,
and a big central atrium. So you can sort of look down the center and see what's going on other floors. So sort of. So
yeah.
Yes, he's blue.
Be grim.
So get some setup. So a bit grim, but that's the way it is.
Unfortunately,
I got a couple of blues videos tonight.
good.
I didn't watch your stream.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, over.
Over where? Over there? We got the. I didn't watch Blue's stream, but that looks like a really good one to watch through with all the different location of the eclipse.
Oh yeah, the eclipse. I'd forgotten about that.
Well, you won't tonight, since that's pretty much all the flat earthers have been talking about the last week.
Yeah. Well, they would do, wouldn't they? Because it's like, how does that happen on a flat Earth then?
Oh,
How does it get between the sun and us on a flat Earth?
Well, yeah. Well, Gary Wabanga can tell you how that happens. Do you want to know how Gary? You want to hear Gary?
Rubber bands, and
bands,
simple perspective parallax or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some old toss.
Where's Gary's entry? I got Gary's entry here somewhere. Gary. Gary, where are you? I'm sure I put him down.
Yeah.
There he is. Oh, don't tell me I
Wasn't
copied that.
eclipse at all. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Well, apparently.
Yeah.
How many different places did your stream film it from, Blue? Or record it from?
That was a NASA feed. It came from about 6, I think, 6 different telescopes.
That was
They
interesting.
started picking it up down in Mexico. And then Texas, and then Arkansas, and then Indiana, and Ohio, and eventually up in Maine.
Why the eclipse?
Oops,
New
sorry.
York, I think. Huh?
I said sorry. Inflicted Gary by Benger on you for 2 seconds. Sorry, keep going. Yeah. Yeah. No, that looked interesting. I might have tried and sit through the whole thing one day. I skimmed through it for bit to bit, but I got a little bit of it here to promote. But okay, you want to hear Gary's explanation?
No,
Probably don't.
no, but I guess we're going to hear it anyway.
Sort of.
Does it involve rubber bands?
No rubber bands. But apparently,
Or
hang on.
his
Here we go.
fat fingers going, ooh.
There you go.
Why the eclipse works on a flat circle Earth. And why the shadow went from southwest to northeast. Well, they rose approximately 3 minutes apart. The moon was up first, 3 minutes earlier than the sun. So the sun is behind the moon. The sun at this time is slightly north of the moon when they rose. It rose at 80 degrees. The moon rose at 82 degrees. So anyhow, throughout the day, the moon makes a tighter elliptical orbit than the sun. So what happens is it's going to move across the path of the sun, and by 10:30, around 10:30, I think the moon crosses in front. If you can read my notes, the moon crosses in front of the sun and is now north of the sun. The sun is still catching up to it, but shortly after that, the sun passed by the moon, so then the moon is now northeast of the sun, which is why the shadow is going to go that direction. Because the sun has passed the moon, but the moon has crossed its path and is now north of the sun.
But it started north.
That's how it works. Works on either model.
What?
Okay.
Say what?
So this is
Yeah. Yes, let's just say that was not full of mathematical good.
Why do you-
there. I noticed that.
So what's the mechanism that keeps the sun and the moon going round and round in circles above our flat circle Earth, as he calls it?
Yeah. Well, my first question was, well, how high is the sun? How high is the sun and the moon in his
How
equation?
high are they? How large are they?
Yeah.
What keeps them doing this?
So
What makes the sun go round and round in smaller circles than bigger circles, and the moon? What's doing all that?
that's
Well,
Here we go. You
the
got
North Pole is actually a real pole. Big, tall, real pole.
All right,
And
yeah.
the sun and the moon are like tether balls. See?
Bah, bah,
Yeah.
bah.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
the magic sky fairy just gives them a good smack every time they come by.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Of all the
See how
people-
easy this is when you understand physics, Farmer? God damn it.
So, so there is actually a big pole at the North Pole, and yet,
Yeah.
so that must be really long as well, because the nearest land surface is about 10,000 feet down. And all of those nuclear submarines who have gone to the North Pole and gone up through the ice haven't gone, fuck me, look at that.
Oh, the
Look
pole
at that
goes
great
thousands
big
of miles
pole.
up. Yeah, it's huge. That's why airplanes don't fly over the North Pole.
What?
They might
They've
run
got-
into it.
dodge around the North Pole.
See? Oh, it all makes sense.
That's why they fly past it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's it. But
And
and do
nobody's
that.
allowed to take photos of them.
Not allowed to take photos on that side of the plane at that point in time. Is that the deal?
And if everybody would please look out to the right, don't look left, don't look left.
But yeah, there's an even bigger reason, even better reason not to even get close to it, because it's about the atmospheric voltage gradient, and that thing is thousands of miles tall. So
Good
the
point.
voltage on the North Pole is huge, and the thing would be like a great big bug zapper. So if the airplane got anywhere near it, you just go and get vaporized.
Yeah, some could say, Blue, that you've been listening to these idiots for far too long.
Lou, I've got some video of aircraft approaching the ground in abnormal ways that'll make your butt cheeks pucker.
But are you willing to share that? Are you willing to share those in a little bit?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. I just was going to point out, I was going to show you some replies to Gary Wabanga, but I just realised he's blocked a few because the replies I was going to show you aren't there anymore. He has left Flat Earth maths reply on there, but I'll put that up. So he's basically saying, obviously use the almanac, show your math, basically. And they point out that it's how it works to explain blah 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 blah, and pointing out. But basically, you're saying what you actually see is that the moon gets in the front of the sun, and that's what causes the eclipse, with no explanation as to how that happened. Yes, I had the one I was looking for is I'd asked. My question was going to be how high the sun was, and Gary replied and said, about 4,000 miles. And we said, well, that just shows your math doesn't work, because at 4,000 miles, you wouldn't be anything close to the angles that you. Yes, but I can't see that post at the moment. I wonder why that is. Anyway.
What a Flat Earth being dishonest and deleting comments. Tell me it's not true.
Because it was the one comment after that one, and it's definitely not there.
You get to the point where there's just so many Flat Earth channels that you just can't leave comments on because they've blocked you.
So I don't know if I'm blocked. I'll have to try to put another comment in later. But anyway. Yes, so Paul's had some fun
Just have to log out of YouTube and then go in and have a look.
Yeah. So Paul had some fun today.
I did. Yeah.
Pity Alan's not here.
I went to an air show.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I forgot you said you was going to an air show. Yeah.
They had some pretty nice planes there.
I've been to an air show in years.
So you can share if you want.
We used to get our own.
No accidents. No, everybody's still safe, I hope.
Everyone's still safe. Can you see
That's
that?
correct.
Or,
Yep.
let me see if I can get rid of that that bar there. Now, I don't know whether you can hear the sound or not, though. Can you hear that sound? Or
No.
oh, okay. Or maybe I'll have to go.
Ooh.
Fuck me, that's a bit close. That's close.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't leave a lot of room for error.
Yeah, you don't need much. I mean, a few angstrom will do, but
Yeah.
that would appear to be a pits.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Oh, that'll make your woofy cookies up. Oh dear. Christ.
Ooh, gasp.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Not quite. Not quite.
Just let it
There we
flop
go.
out a bit. It'll be fine.
It's pucker time.
Meow. Well, you'd be doing that too if your engine was on fire and blowing that much smoke.
Problem is, I've seen people doing that and then getting it wrong.
Oh dear, yeah.
He reckons he pulls up to 10 Gs on some of those maneuvers.
He
I
does,
can believe that. Yeah.
very momentarily, but
Yeah, you can't sustain that, but
He stopped the
Right.
engine during that fall.
stop that for a game.
I can just hear but I can't hear the plane. Don't know, it's
Yeah,
about-
yeah, I can hear just about hear the voice coming over the Tanover, I'm guessing. What was that?
I'll tell you what, this, but it'd feed back the voices if I did that. So, no.
Maybe not. Meow. Whoop, where'd he go? He's gone. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
He's not very good at keeping this plane straight and level, is he?
Maybe he's got the shakes or something.
He flies
That's the
it
last
like
thing you
Gary
want to do,
Wyminga would.
Whoop. No, he can't even keep it upright.
yeah. You're about to sneeze. Let go of the stick, please.
Whoop, where is he? Somewhere in that smoke. There he is. I see.
I lost him. It really is much better with the sound.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
You'll have to post it to YouTube. Yeah.
I'll have to give you the link. I've got it on my Google Drive.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say you could upload
Yeah,
it to
because
YouTube.
it's quite a large
We
file.
could do it
isn't
from there. But yeah, otherwise, a drive will do. Zoom. Here he goes. Oh, he's going the other way.
I have actually got a soundtrack here because there is a plane up there somewhere and I can hear him droning about, but it doesn't quite match what this one's doing. Strangely enough.
Yeah, after this, I've got a horror story for my farmers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little one.
Just a little one.
Zoom. Let me guess. Now he's flying sideways. I don't know about this
That's
pilot.
just shit. Mental, isn't it?
Oh,
'Cause I bet
you should
that's
see,
gonna
you should see the
take
movie pulls off in a moment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Here he comes again. I think they can just yep, they can. Yeah. Whoop.
I want to see somebody do that in the B-52. So that would be impressive.
Oh, there we go. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what you'd call it. Sideways loop, I suppose.
What?
Oh, he just
Watch
flew
this.
that guy. He just flew into that guy's hair.
This is unbelievable. I don't know how the fuck he does this.
Bloody hell. Sideways.
That's
He can
probably
only
why
just a bit.
I'd
He
say
can
that's
only
why his
just be
insurance costs
generating
so
an
much.
uplift to do that. I feel. That's
Shows you what sort of torque they've got in their engine for these acrobatics.
yeah. I'd say that thing will weigh next to nothing, won't it?
Yeah.
This is what he
Oh.
calls setting up for a landing.
Oh yeah.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Oh, there he is.
Right. So bear in mind, this is what the commentator said. This is him setting up for a landing.
You're going the wrong way, dude.
You can't land on those big white fluffy things, buddy.
Nah.
No.
I don't know. This guy's pretty good, Blue. Maybe he can. Momentarily, at least.
I'll fly with him.
Yeah.
There you go.
Clearly knows what he's doing. Well, that was quite impressive.
It was pretty good. Yeah. Very impressed.
I'll give you the. I'll give you.
Oh, here's
the
Alan.
link, Tim. I'll put the link out there in the YouTube chat so that if people want to see it with the sound, they can go and check
They
it
can
out.
do that. Yeah. Okay. That's right. There's Alan. G'day, Alan.
Alan's our OB unit. Outside broadcast.
Yep. Did OB this morning.
Did you see Paul's planes?
I'm afraid I haven't because I've literally only just got the phone out. I've been somewhat busy this morning.
You might have to show him a nice plane of interest, Paul.
I will. Let me go to. I've got some.
Okay, while you find that, I'll tell Paul Farmers his horror story. Is that
my horror? Go on then.
that Brian Mabbott was out travelling today and noted that he was near Silverstone and that you were near Silverstone. near Farmer's place. Farmer's. So he was thinking about you as he's passing through.
Yeah. Oh God, that's why when I met him up the road at a cafe, not here. So I want you to know where I fucking live. And of course, now I'm working in Coventry. And where does he live?
Coventry, yeah. Look.
Oh yeah, I don't mind people knowing that I'm in Silverstone, but him particularly, I don't want him knowing my actual address. Thank you very much, because I don't want him turning up on the door because he might be offended when I just say, "Fuck off."
You might assume it's all just a bit of fun. There's no road there. Did your family just
racing on the circuit this weekend? So he could him and his crew could be over here.
I think he was getting some fire extinguisher certified.
But there's so many companies like that round are obviously set up for motorsport.
I just want to know, Alan, did your family just drop you off in a paddock and drive away? Is that
Well, actually, this morning I've been helping maintain the graveyard in the village church.
Well, yes.
okay?
My little battery-operated strimmer and going around just because the council do a very good job of the grass generally, but they don't go around the gravestones. So just with my little battery strimmer, just going around the gravestones.
Yeah, because I'm guessing they use like a sit-on jobby, and they won't get that close to the stones.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through. These aren't the really nice ones, but this is just on the way into the air show.
Oh, it's a crop duster, isn't it?
Ag kit.
Yeah, that looks like
Yeah.
a Piper thingy.
I've flown one of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they did some formation flying with biplanes.
Yeah,
Cool. That was quite spectacular.
Very cool.
Yeah.
They look like tiger moths to me.
They are.
Yeah.
Yep. This, I don't know whether you recognise this.
I've got that from Hanson.
That's what I was going to say.
That's the one they're working on restoring.
Yeah.
They're coming along quite nicely with it. They've got one wing complete, but obviously this wing's not complete yet. But they're doing a pretty good job on it.
I conserved one of those engines. It's on display in Duxford. That's a Cheetah, I believe.
Armstrong Sidley, I think.
I think so. Obviously, the one I worked on it just to clean it up to display. It didn't work. Well, that came out of an Anson, circa 1930 something or other.
Oh, this is just a whole heap of history stuff I took photos of.
It's cool.
I'll skip past that for the time being. But that's them working on the Anson at various stages. So it's come a long way so far from what it was.
Yeah.
I bet it's taken them a while to get to that point.
Yeah, sure has. Yeah.
I mean, most of those types of projects take between 10 and 20 years, don't they?
Oh, this one's already taken 10 years at least. So, yeah.
Unless you're in the enviable position of being able
to
sling an awful lot of money at it.
Yeah.
Oh, an Avro Severa autogyro.
This guy here, the photo he's holding, his dad flew that plane in one of the World Wars.
Wow.
Yeah. Where are we? That's inside the museum. Some munitions, caps, rounds, various medals. Don't know what they are. What are
they?
Cylinders.
Well, yes, well done.
Yeah, well done, Timbo.
They kind of look vaguely like what you'd put mortar rounds in.
Maybe.
They do a bit, don't they? But job to tell without a sense of scale to them.
Yeah.
Tis a radio.
Yeah. Yeah, they had lots of old instruments and stuff there.
That was a radio compass. I recognise it because it said radio compass.
Yes. Yes. Oh yes, the Vickers machine gun. Yeah, that's the Vickers K, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, got some of them to paint up at the moment. Blimey, that's a lot of buttons. There we go. That's it.
I know. Yeah. This was quite a nifty little device. It was a mechanism.
A recording anemometer.
Yeah, and it was hooked up to a weather vane thing up top. Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. And that's the rotating sort of drum of paper that it scribbles on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this device, this was pretty cool. There's a
Oh, I see.
table with a big map on it and a control box there, right? And then I'll get to it yet. Yeah, this thing here.
Oh yes.
That's
I've seen
attached.
pictures there before, but they got one. Bloody hell.
Yeah, they got two of them. That's actually attached to the mechanism that hangs over the table, and it shows by where the plane is, where the trainer is flying on the map.
So is that a link, Paul?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah. Link trainer.
Yeah, a link trainer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they look like inside.
We've got a museum. We've got a museum here, just on the Norfolk-Suffolk border, Flixton, and they've got two of them now working.
Oh.
Yep. This one's working too. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Because they're pneumatic as well, aren't they?
Yeah. Yep.
All done with pneumatics.
Yep. These are various aeroplanes that were there. A lot of people actually flew in to see the air show. So there are a whole planes sitting there that weren't actually part of the show too.
Well, that's just showing off, isn't it? I'm just going to fly into the air show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I once saw somebody do the ultimate fly into an air show at the Shuttleworth collection. They flew in a Battle of Britain veteran Mark I Hurricane.
Oh, bloody hell. No, that is showing off.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
We've got a
It's
thing
got
so he knows which
firepower,
planes.
bugger all protection if you get your shot at.
Is that so he knows which planes to shoot down at the air show? This is all clipboard thing.
Now, they had a show and shine, like a car show here too. So here's
Oh, wow.
some nice cars. There's a nice Studebaker.
Look at that.
Yeah. Now, that has to be a Pintmobile, right?
That's got to be.
God, what a horrible thing to do to a nice car.
I know. That's an ugly looking thing.
Isn't it? Isn't it,
I
Joe?
don't know. I
Yeah.
think it's cute.
Oh, no. I have a hard time figuring out which way it's actually supposed to be going.
That's what That's what the aircraft, the rocket nozzle's about at the front, so you know where it's going.
Yeah.
Well, there's Blue's second car.
Hey. Play nice.
I couldn't help it. See, if I wasn't playing nice, I would have said that it was you bought it off Alan. But I'm playing nice, so I won't say that.
Clive wants to see the plane of inertia.
Yes.
Me too, Clive.
Yeah.
Oh, so go back one. That Holden. That we had one of those. Was that a Premier or a couple? The grey. That one. Oh, Kingswood. What? No, we had a Premier. Yeah.
That's a Kingswood.
Yeah, just saying. I thought I was just checking because we had a Premier which looks similar to the Kingswood. But,
yeah.
Where are the Utes? I think there's that sort of show.
The bloke that restored this spent 40 years doing it.
Bloody hell.
He hand beat all the panels back to their original shape, and the folding mechanism for the roof, he rebuilt it completely out of new wood and carved it all. And man, and a bloke got under it at a show and shine, a judge, and he said, "There's something wrong here." And the bloke said, "What?" He said, "There's no oil leaks. There's not a single drop of oil leaking out of it. What's wrong?"
So better
Yeah,
than
if
new
I'd
then.
spent 40 years working on it, there wouldn't be any oil
Mm.
leaks either. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all drained out by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's one of my favorite cars, that MG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they had some nice old
Actually,
ones. That,
actually, pilots are quite happy with oil leaks. Makes you feel good when you see oil dripping out. It means there's still oil in there.
that means oil actually being pumped around.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Ooh, what a colour.
Yeah, that's of its age, though.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, you gotta do something about that air cleaner. God.
Yeah. Yeah, so they had some nice cars there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stingray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That ages people when they can say that's a Stingray.
Man, that thing, pretty much what you can see there is just the supercharger. The actual engine's
Oh, yeah.
below
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can see the twin scroll compressor there, and then all that lumped
Yeah.
on top.
Yeah. All right, tell me what that is.
Douglas Devastator.
And,
Possibly.
No, it's not a
that's
Devastator.
CD.
I can't see whether it's got the turret at the back, which would make it the Avenger,
It is the Avenger.
but you can't see
Oh,
the
I was
turret
right
because the
then.
bloody wings
That's
in the
an
way.
SPD. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a TPM Avenger. Yeah. That sounded cool as that. The engine on that just like there's no hiding that's coming.
No, that is that's a nice bit of kit.
Two-stage supercharger on the engine. Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure on that one.
Okay. Any idea what that is?
That looks decidedly Sea Fury-ish.
That is
Yeah.
Sea Fury. Yep. That is
Yeah.
a Sea Fury.
Nice.
They flew that. Man, that's fast.
Yeah, and I bet that sounded nice too.
It did. Yeah. Yeah.
Has that got the original Has that got the original Centaur engine in it, or has it been re-engined with a Wright Cyclone?
I don't know.
Because
I've actually got
apparently,
video. I've got video of this flying. So
yeah, apparently it's they re-engine a lot of them now with Wright Cyclones because the Centaurus engines are just so hard to keep running.
okay.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, is that a Wirraway?
It is a Wirraway, and they flew that too. Yep. That's
Cool,
the little
shallow.
beast. That's the beast that acrobatics was done in. 650 kilos with a 400 horsepower engine.
Yeah, I mean, not much more than half. I mean, that's a damn sight less than my car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
My car's over a ton. Come on.
I believe that's DC3.
Yep, certainly looks like one.
Otherwise known as the C-47 or the Dakota.
These are all the people that flew in to see the show. Yeah.
So that'd be the Wirraway again, isn't it?
Yep. Yep.
Right. Oh, can you go? That's a tiger moth, but can you go back to the red biplane? Is that a stomp? SV4.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
I think it might be a stomp, but which is a Belgian aircraft. Another tiger moth.
Yeah.
That's a nice looking bird. That really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Avenger from the other side. That's the link thing that gives you a better sort of view of how it hooks up.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Cool.
There you go.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing, Paul.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
But I will link the folder on my drive that's got the video of the other planes. So there's video of the acrobatics that you just saw. There's other plane that does acrobatics as well. He's just as insane. And then there's you get video of the We're Away, the Sea Fury, the Avenger, all those flying as well.
Yeah, not
Nice.
obviously never seen a We're Away because I don't think one's ever made it over here. And
Yeah, I don't think it has.
I think we did operate some Avengers at one point, but again, we don't have an Avenger in the UK that's airworthy.
Yeah, we had them in the Fleet Air Arm, didn't we? I think.
I think we had a few.
Have a look. Yeah, we had some.
What we had a lot of were martlets,
F4 F
Which were-
Wildcats.
which were F4 F Wildcats. Apart from the later ones that were actually called Wildcats by the Royal Navy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
not only did we have Avengers, 3 of them were modified to carry highball, which was another bouncing bomb. Just much smaller than the one that the Lancashires used against the dams. These ones were designed to take out ships. And there's actually film of that being tested in the original Dam Busters film.
Just check to see if that link works for you.
Let's have a look. Well, there's the drive. Oh, there we go. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's let's just click on it at random and see if it plays. Oh, might have to download it to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be better enough. I'll a little interlude.
Sure.
You guys have seen this, but I've just decided this is a good analogy for presenting evidence to a flat earther.
All that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool little device. Fortunately, I'm not getting one of
It's a
those.
cool little thing, but I don't know how long it take before you wore out of it. And like, yeah, okay.
Particularly since it's $200 to buy it.
What?
Yeah. This one's. Yes, they're not cheap. I'd probably make one. It'd be more fun. Very cool. Yeah. What have we got? Well, before we get on to all the wonderful Eclipse stuff, we could do Lindsay, because he's got Eclipse stuff. Yeah. Cool.
So I didn't avoid Lindsay by coming late.
Nah, sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Nah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, yes. I'm more likely to hold off for Lindsay if people aren't here at time.
Yeah, not getting out of it that easy. Bloody hell. Oh, it's nearly finished downloading. God.
Yeah, okay. There we go. There you go, Lindsay. Yes, Dora, I'm pretty sure, but that particular model, they obviously 3D printed it, but you can actually buy the model itself. It's the coding in that one that makes it much more fun. Dora's saying that the useless boxes. And talking about that's
Right.
quite a good little parody. Talking about useless boxes, it's time to do some Lindsay bingo.
I just randomly downloaded the first file, which is the one you showed us, Paul, with a yeah.
It's much better with sound, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, quite a racket.
That's for you guys in chat if you want to get it that way. There's the Lindsay bingo. Generate a card for myself.
Yeah, I think I shall have to pass on the bingo today.
That's all right. I'm sure Farmers will do a card for you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I always do 2 cards.
You can do 3 cards.
Yeah, it's a bit hard on the phone screen, especially when I can't figure out how to make the bit across the top that's sort of shaded over with stuff go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I've got a clip
You
to
could do
plan on. Yeah, go on, give me.
You could do a lot with your phone, but there are limits.
There are limits.
yeah, and I don't do enough. I don't use Zoom enough on my phone to want to want to go away and find out either.
Yeah.
Oh, closed traction. Captions are on. Good. We're all right to go. Hang on, let me switch them over. So this is Lindsay's on Solar Eclipse Backwards Shadow. Perfect sense. Okay.
The solar eclipse is a trinity. Okay.
Welcome to the Tomb of Illumination video
He's got a little goatee
of
now.
the solar eclipse.
Oh,
I haven't mentioned in the previous 2 videos regarding the third entity in the solar eclipse, the alignment. It's a trinity, of course. A solar eclipse is a trinity. Oops, what's the exact? Why are people so ignorant to religion? Are they this ignorant when it comes to understanding physics? The whole Bible is a book of physics. It's telling us all about the situation, the system. The Father, there's a few ways of calling it in religion, the Father, the Mother, and the Son. The Father and Son are one, because they're both on the black hole. You've got the black hole as the Father, and the Sun is on its horizon. They're actually one, but 2 entities. Remember in the Bible, Jesus asked, is he the Father? Or is he God? And he worms his way around it. Because he is, but he's not. The sun is our creator. We need to worship the sun. But
That's the word I should put in there, creator.
It all originates from the black hole. The sun, the perfect frequency has come about from the resonant frequency, the perfect resonant frequency that came from the hole.
Yeah.
And in Genesis it talked about the four winds, doesn't it? Or somewhere in esoteric language, text. The four winds,
If it
the
doesn't,
whistling of the wind created the right frequency that created our realm. 2D plane becomes a 3D projection. So you got the ecliptic plane, and bingo, the light of the sun created the 3D depth in the magnetic field, because it's all about magnetism. Without magnetism, you don't get the 3D depth. Okay? So 2, or you can just think nighttime, the Father, which holds the sun, but we don't see the sun during the day, but it's there. The moon and the Holy Ghost. Ghost, I put down as God, your host. The big G.
What?
I want to call it gravity, whatever you want to call it, but it's all magnetism. But at the end of the day, it's the sun, the moon, and the planet in the alignment. Okay? So you go back to your 2D plane, which is basically virtually 0 point. It's all in there. But you turn it this way for a plan view. You're looking down now. See, from this flat plane, you get 3D projection. It comes from nothing. When this can just all go back up into that 2D plane, that singularity, perfection, nothing going on. So there's your 2D plane. You've got your planets out here, right? You've got the 5, you've got Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury, and then the sun on the inside track. Okay, doing a small circle around the black hole. You know Polaris does a circle around the black hole because Polaris is the sun. Get that in your head, flat earthers. Polaris moves in a small circle. Even science tells you that, okay? So, right out here where Mars is over the equator, the central to the celestial tropical zone, where Earth's energy is being created. War. See this tropical gap here, it's the whole Trojan War story. Because all the energy is being created here. The battle between the Trojans and the Archaeans to create this energy field. Okay? So you've got Mars in here. It's sort of the red planet, it's the energy, fire, whatever you want to call it. And that Milky Way, that's the Milky Way, that this energy gets fed over, electromagnetic energy, electromagnetic induction, getting fed over to the pure plasma sun in this tight magnetic field. It's Earth's pressure holding this zone in here, locked in here. It's locked in there. This whole central vortex, all locked in here. So the 2D plane, 3D depth below. Now, look at the S-curve, the 3D S-curve. 3D, moon cycle, 14 days. Then draw the other half. We'll do that in a minute. I'll come up here. So there you go, 14 days. In around the black hole sun, back up and around here. That's the sun moving around the black hole in the 2D plane. This is the projected, created realm. We all come from, in here. There's the black hole gurgler. That's the female end of the Milky Way. Spirals up to the sun. Off the Arctic. Over here, from the tropical gap. Spirals in towards the sun. You've got the two ends spiraling into the sun to feed the black hole and the sun. So there's some pairing going on. There's pairing in physics, which creates rest, which feeds the black hole. Otherwise you've got the female and male coming in to create the sun. That's why the sun is hermaphrodite. Male and female, X and Y chromosome.
But you said the sun was from the father 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
X is in here too. Just not over here, okay?
The sun's got chromosomes.
Confused more than what they probably already are. So there's an elevation of this
X and Y chromosome the coordinates.
Created realm. Then you come over and look down, bring it back up to the 2D plane. It's the same thing. Look, it's the Fibonacci. That Fibonacci half cycle. That's a 14-day cycle there. That's it there. Okay? So you've seen the snake around the totem pole in religion, but then you've got this. You've got it coming back up again, haven't you? You know, this system going on, or this going on.
Bingo.
You got the centre core.
Bingo.
Snake.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Oh,
I was
thank
waiting for him
God.
to say system.
Oh. Oh, good. that was. Did he say at some stage there that he started with X and Y chromosomes, and that somehow was the X and Y in the 2D plane? Was that? The...
See, look. Da-da-da-da-da.
Well done. Straight through.
Thank you. I'm fucking glad of that. Because that was just batshit crazy.
Was it what?
It
That
was,
one?
wasn't it?
It was all over the place. There's all sorts of things thrown in that one.
He was just throwing them out. I mean,
he at least went back to his usual word salad, the predictable word salad.
well, yeah, but the son was the father. Then it was a hermaphrodite because it's got both X and Y chromosomes.
And then he started to plot the X and Y on his 2D plane, and, and then he also said then that the son was female, and then but you'd said it was male a while ago. It was flipping around. Anyway,
Next, the son's going to be LGBTQ.
well, yes, I don't know.
Is that what she said? Is that what she meant when she was singing "Man, I Feel Like a Woman"?
Maybe. Yes. Something like that. Maybe it wasn't.
That's what The Matrix was all about, wasn't it?
The Matrix.
Yeah. Well, because when the film was made, they were the Wachowski brothers,
Yeah.
and now,
Well,
of course, they're the Wachowski sisters.
All right. Okay. Is that why the film's
And
got?
they reckon now knowing that, if you go back and watch The Matrix, that's what it was all about.
Okay. Was that why it got a bit confusing there in the middle? Was
possibly.
was them working out which way they were going?
I mean, it didn't help that the studio said the public will never understand that the robots are using humans for processing power. Let's turn them into batteries. Because when I watched that in the cinema for the first time, I sat there going, hang on a minute, that doesn't work. Because it doesn't.
No.
You use more energy keeping the humans going than they would produce energy.
Generate.
It's like,
Yeah.
that doesn't work. But originally, humans are all part of a supercomputer. They were using their brains for processing power. And the studio said, well, they'll never get that.
That would make more sense because the electricity thing. When they said that the first film, I said, "But why didn't they just put the solar cell? Why wouldn't the robots just create machines that could go above the clouds and put solar cells above the cloud? Why would they? Or create a machine that sucked the clouds away?" It was just sort of like, what?
It's up there with why didn't Frodo hitch a lift on an owl in the first place?
Yes. Since
just take us over that volcano. Thank you very much. We're done.
Why do you have to travel through that and lose their friends and people die?
You could have just gone, excuse me, could I catch a lift, please? Because you're going to come and pick me up at the end. So could you just,
Yes, that's right.
It's all
Goldoff's phone. The Goldoff's fault, that one.
But yeah, that is apparently what the Matrix films were actually about, but nobody knew at the time.
Can you imagine?
What was that? No nerd alert. I'll tell you who's outstanding in his field. Well, Alan is.
Yeah. Actually,
well,
correction.
Sitting in his field.
I'm out sitting in Fred's field.
Does he know that?
Yeah, Fred don't mind me sitting in his field.
Oh, that's all right then. I'll challenge you to actually go out into his field because you ain't getting out again.
Yeah, I was very careful to make sure the ground was dry before I drove over it.
Oh,
it's kind of been the first time this year.
Well, it ain't stopped bloody raining, has it?
No, I mean you'll notice that the ground is looking awfully brown, isn't it? Still for April.
Yes.
Because they've had terrible problems planting anything.
Yeah, you got to wait for it to stop raining first.
Looks like the last time I saw that field ploughed.
That ain't been rolled and cultivated yet, has it?
Nah. It's been just been tilled. Yeah.
The bit just in front of me is where they put in a cover crop. Because they have a few, because they put in a few partridges last year.
Okay.
So you want to give them you want to give the birds somewhere to hide.
And can I just point out, Dr. Nimrod, this is a 1.5 litre bottle. I'm not really small, and this being a half-litre bottle.
Because the tree I'm sitting under was the tree the pair of buzzards was nesting in last year.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course it looks flat, nerd alert. Where is he?
Oh, I can't see over the horizon, so. I just want to point out.
I'm sitting on top of a big hill. I'm a whole 18 meters above sea level.
Big hill. It is for that place.
Yeah. Well. I don't know if you can make it out, but across the sort of ish valley in front of me, where the church is on the other side, that gets up to a whole 22 meters.
Oh Christ! You must get nosebleeds over there. Bloody hell!
Why is that car disappearing? The further it goes, bottom up.
Going over the horizon.
Okay, I want to point out something. You probably can't see this, Alan, but I want to know why. What's familiar with Mr. Pratt and Lindsay? You might notice maybe Lindsay, either Lindsay or Mr. Pratt, are setting a trend with the white goatee.
I'm Mrs. Water Heater.
Yes. Anyway,
Where is it?
Dr. Nimrod does. Where's his water heater?
He looks like he's in some sort of box.
Yeah, I think he's outside. Or maybe he's just looking up at his ceiling. But okay, let's see what he's going to shout at us about.
Yeah. Oh.
Being a globetard that is so utterly worthless and useless that they cannot even use a plumb bob to prove their rotating Earth. They are so incompetent, they can't even use a plumb bob when there are contractors all over the level Earth that could easily teach them how. Yet when we continually point out that it is their globetard university professors that have done the math and claim that there must be deflection in a plumb bob at different parallels throughout the world due to Earth's rotation. When we ask them to prove it in the real world, they'll start babbling about, well, what about the parallax of this star? But what about this star? But what about the sun? Because all they can do is divert the conversation to something in the sky that we cannot physically touch, manipulate, and mechanically measure with our hands. I've done several videos on this and done a video of a plumb bob in Ohio that showed absolutely zero deflection when it should be at almost the highest point of deflection on their imaginary globe.
He thinks that deflection
Yet
should go around the
still,
world.
we wait for these morons to figure out how to operate a plumb bob
Quick, you're on
and
fire, mate.
prove the mathematical fantasies their university professors claim should exist, but doesn't. And it is, once again, easily proven by contractors all over the earth
His house is on
every
fire,
day.
so put it
Because
out.
a building several hundred feet tall would have several inches of deflection from plumb every time, unless they accounted for that imaginary deflection in their plumb lines. You know why they never account for it? Because it doesn't exist.
We
Meaning
know that.
the Earth does not rotate as they claim, meaning the entire heliocentric model is destroyed.
There you go.
What a fucking retard.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well, and thanks for.
Sorry for that. There you go.
Oh my lord. So plums bobs have to deviate because the Earth is rotating.
Apparently, or something like that.
It's the usual. It's the usual. Let's create a straw man about the globe, and because I don't see that straw man, then the Earth can't be a globe. Wow.
Yep.
I
I've
think
made
he's,
this thing up and it never happens.
Yeah.
I think he's conflating big penduli and then also the fact that he thinks the corners of buildings should all be diverging from vertical or something at the same time.
He might have got confused that, you know, obviously one plumb bob in one place is not going to be parallel with a plumb bob that's several miles away, and if they're far enough apart they start to diverge. But that's just because the Earth isn't flat. It's got nothing to do with its motion or its rotation or anything like that. I mean,
Yeah, the plumb bob's still going to be vertical to that location. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
And this is what a lot of them can't get their head around, particularly, and I'm not going to say his name, but you know who I mean.
We do.
They're not all parallel.
There, of course, would be a little bit of deviation because of the rotation of the Earth. We know that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no convenient way of measuring it.
You could make a very long plumb bob with a very heavy weight and then turn it into a pendulum and start it swinging. That'll
Then
show you the
yeah, that'll show you the rotation. Yeah.
Yes, I think he has no concept. He's just gone.
No, technically, I mean, you know, it's ridiculous, but to even think about trying to prove it, but no two plumb bobs, regardless of how far apart they're separated, are going to be parallel with each other. Every vertical is a radial.
Yes.
Yeah.
By definition, they cannot be parallel.
Yeah. It's just, it can be very difficult measuring the diversion when they're very close together, though.
Oh, it's impossible.
Like trying to measure the curve of the surface of water in a swimming pool.
Yeah.
You know it's there, but you try measuring it.
But now if you take a long distance measurement, like over 180 miles or so, like they did during the Continental Survey.
Oh, sorry.
You can find cases where you've got plumb lines that are deviating by 2.5 fucking degrees.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I got Flat Out Truth, who's had a bit of a video bomb this week. So they're pretty much all on the eclipse. So I think this one sort of sets his tone. This is just music.
Is that a simulation of an eclipse?
Yes, I think so.
I can't find any other 2 round things, so. Oh, here we go.
So you
got
get
the light shining through.
the so the eclipse is
This is the final goal.
Right.
yeah. So the eclipse is apparently something blocking the light of something else.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the moon getting in front of the sun. Yeah.
Okay, I've moved this past his very annoying intro. So I think this is one. Was this Space.com, NASA? Was that the one you were playing to, Blue?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I don't know if it was space.com. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think I got mine straight off. NASA.
That's no moon. If it were, we would have seen it right before the eclipse and right after the eclipse. We haven't seen the moon in the sky all day except for this one moment right here. That is not the moon. Think about
What
it.
is
If
it
that
then,
were the
Master?
moon, it would have been lit up so bright right before it eclipsed the sun, brighter than we normally see it. But we didn't see
Why
that
would
at
the
all.
side
We
of
did the same
the
thing
light
right
gland
after the
be visible from Earth?
Yeah, why would that?
Breaking news. Breaking news, dim shit. The moon is lit up. You just can't see the side that's lit up.
eclipse. You would have seen the moon brighter than ever before.
I hope when he
You
leaves his
didn't-
house,
you
he
didn't
puts
see
his
it
crash helmet
nowhere
on.
today except for this one time right here. If it were the moon, this is how it would have looked. If you believe what they tell you, this is how it would look right here. But it doesn't. That's not the way it looks. That's
How
not
does
what
a light
they say.
get-
You didn't
get
see the
on
moon
that
until
side?
it was supposedly covering the sun because it wasn't the moon.
Nothing like we
This is what
said
you
the
saw.
moon actually is,
You
or
see
size,
a
or
black object the same size as the sun move across it and turn it to darkness. But you didn't see that object before it got there, and you didn't see it after it passed the sun. Like I just showed you right here. This is what you would have seen if they were telling you the truth. But that's not what you've seen, is it?
No,
That's not
concept
what
of
you've seen at
scale,
all. You didn't
position,
see the moon
size.
before it supposedly crossed the sun. You didn't see it after. This is what you've seen. Now I want you to pay attention. When the sunlight reappears, it does not light up the side of this object as it should if this were a big round rock, as they tell you.
Oh dear.
Now see right here, you should see the whole side of that moon, but you can't, can you? That's
Why
because
would
it's
you?
not the moon. Now go back and listen to the song Black Hole Sun, and you will understand what you're looking at.
Won't you come?
Now you can talk all that moron, stupid, NASA bullcrap all you want to, but you did not see that moon before it crossed the sun, and you did not see that moon after it passed the sun. In reality, you should have.
For 14 days, the moon headed towards the sun. Slowly but surely, we could track its path towards the sun. And afterwards, we can track that moon moving away from the sun. So what happened in between those times? Did it suddenly take a fucking U-turn and go right angles and disappear somewhere else? No.
Handbrake turn.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's painful to listen to, isn't it? It's like you not only are you that fucking dumb that you're presenting evidence to it quite unashamedly to the rest of the world.
Yes.
Look how dumb I am.
There you go. This one's called God Gave You a Brain, Use It.
Proving that the moon is transparent. I mean, you can see stars through the moon sometimes, as you can see here.
No, you can't.
Yeah, which star is it? Please identify which star it is.
Yeah.
See an occasional dead pixel.
Yep.
Yeah, or a flash of a
This
satellite
right
or
here
something.
would be impossible if the moon was a solid rock that you could land on. Remembering that you believe it's a solid rock that you could land on because they show you this bullcrap here, which has been proven time and time again that it's nothing but a hoax. And the only time that science can duplicate a lunar eclipse is by giving you a computer-generated video of how one ball moves in front of another ball to form a shadow on that ball. And you've never seen any of this with your own eyes. You've seen it on TV, or you read it in a book, or you heard it from NASA. And therefore, disregarding your inner wisdom, your common sense, your basic instinct that tells you when you look up at the moon, you see a transparent moon. You see the sky through the moon because it's a transparent moon. And now the first thing some of you flat earthers said when I posted the eclipse video was, "Oh, it's the moon. It's just the new moon. It's invisible. That's why it blocks the sun. You can't see it before it gets to the sun or after." But if you could see the stars through the transparent moon, then you would see the sun shine through the transparent moon. Now, come on, people. God gave you a brain. Use it. That eclipse was not the moon passing in front of the sun, regardless of how much awake you think you are. Now, as for you globe earthers, you can choose to believe the solid rock sun reflection bullcrap because that's what they told you, or you can believe your inner wisdom, your common sense, and your basic instinct, which is what you see with your own eyes. But in the end, the only difference between globe earthers and flat earthers is flat earthers take it upon faith that the men who wrote the Bible are telling the truth. Globe earthers take it upon faith.
He doesn't mention it at all.
The science books are telling the truth.
I'm not gonna stand here, present some egghead scientific argument based on fact. And I can't change their mind. I won't change my mind because I don't have to. I won't change my mind on anything, regardless of the facts that are set out before me.
Mac, look, you're wasting our time. You're not going to get us to not believe.
And why is that?
Because the smartest scientists in the entire world all agree that it's real.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because, Mr. Reynolds, science is a liar sometimes.
This is insane, you fool!
Aye, enough of that. If you want to watch it, but yeah. Seen that one before. There you go. Well, that's Mr. Flat Out Truth. Not much truth
All I
in there.
can say is that it's not very hard for flat earthers to ignore their inner wisdom, is it?
No.
Got to use your inner wisdom and your common sense.
Yeah.
Yes, they're lacking in both.
Exactly.
You can see the sky through the moon. No, you can see the moon through the sky.
Yes, that's right.
That's why the moon looks blue, because you're looking at it through the atmosphere, you fucking idiot.
Goddamn, same thing. Come on.
Well, that's not his, but we'll do a... Oh, Paul, do you have a quiz? I just need to check.
I actually do.
You
If
do?
you want one, I do have one.
Well, how about we might subject you all to Leo for a little bit.
Okay.
And then we
That'll
might-
give me time to go and use the
You're
Time for a cup of tea. Leo's
people all planning to head off for a break. Yeah, okay. Intermission.
Dan, that's the one thing I didn't consider sitting up here.
You can accidentally turn your phone off for a few minutes or something, you know. Oops.
Well, no, I was thinking it was. Hopefully, it wasn't the loo break. He was just realised he wasn't considering.
I think he probably planned ahead that far.
They left a
There
thermos.
are no bathroom facilities at the church.
All right. Well, you've got a big open field there, and the road's a long way away. You should be fine.
Yeah. Although all the cyclists on the bit of road just over there
Yeah, well, just keep your
might
back
have
to
a
them.
very
It's all right. You're under a tree. You can nearly be behind it. You know.
Yeah.
Well, as a kid, when I was growing up, it wasn't uncommon. You see a car pulled over the side of the road, and someone, back to you against the fence or something.
Still see that all the time now. I see a car pulled up in the lane by, and whoever's having a piss is just, oh, sorry, I'll just do it here. I'm not even going to try and hide in the trees. Fuck it.
Yeah.
We'll have to be a bit careful going backwards because there's a rather large hole in the ground just behind me.
All right. Yeah.
The clay pit for the local brick factory.
Well, don't roll backwards.
That'll ruin your day.
Yeah, well, when I realised that I'm looking at the top of the canopy of a 50-foot tall tree that's like 50 feet away from me, you realise how big the hole is.
Yes. That's it. Oh, let's put Leo on. People can go have their little breaks.
With a rotten potato. This is supposed to be the International Space Station doing a flyby yesterday, filming the shadow of the eclipse. And like I said, it looks like it was filmed with a rotten potato. Look.
So, Eric, and actually we have the International Space Station flying over right now. So they are actually seeing not one, but two views of the eclipse. They're able to see not just the moon passing in front of the sun, but they're also able to see the shadow of the moon passing over Earth, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, I can hardly imagine a view being better than the one we have right now, but if there is one, it's
probably on the space station,
it's from the space station for sure. Wow. So yes, they're able to take some pictures of that, and that is just incredible. Just incredible.
One of the things they told people to do if you're far away was to hear how nature changed. And it was interesting here. We're, of course, surrounded by a lot of people just to hear their reaction when we went into totality.
It's true. The humans in nature have not gotten quieter, but louder, I would say.
But sillier, I would say. To think that reality is exactly the opposite to what can be tested and verified by all is insane. And yet that is what the general public believe based on imagery. Crazy. And then we look at what should have been an incredible historical event captured in HD from NASA. It's just tosh, as if it was filmed with an old potato. Now we've had all these missions recently supposedly going to the moon. Wouldn't this have been incredible to capture this event from the moon, showing the full Earth with the shadow going across the Earth? Filming that in HD. Wouldn't that have been incredible? NASA planned it so much that their space station did a flyby. But strangely enough, none of their cameras worked properly. We get this blurry rubbish. This isn't scientific. This isn't beneficial to anyone. This is nonsense. This is mockery. The fact it's come out in such bad quality footage, the fact NASA had planned this for weeks so their space station would do a flyby, yet they didn't plan to get all their cameras synced up and made sure they were all proper, ready to capture this event in HD. It's just a charade. I've been saying it for years. A silly pantomime that's lapped up by kids and naive and the gullible. This would have been incredible to capture in HD from a space station hurtling around a ball. But of course they can't do that because the Earth's not a ball and there is no space station going round a ball. No one doubts something flies across the sky. That doesn't change the results of demonstrable reality though, does it? And then when you look at the evidence of historical events like this we've just viewed, it's just mockery. How long is this silliness going to go on for? I had some people high-fiving themselves up into a frenzy over this, thinking this was a result. This is embarrassing, lads. Just like your globe Earth theory. Should have had cameras on the moon filming this in HD. If it was all real, that's what would have happened by now. The rights could have been sold and paid for itself tenfold. And how amazing would that event have looked? But no. What do you get? This.
Passing over Earth, which is absolutely incredible. I mean,
It's not, my dear. It's just the usual tosh.
This is Concorde, flying over Africa on a...
No, it's not. It's CGI. Huh? I lost him.
Oh, dear.
Where'd you go, farmers?
I think he went to make a cup of tea.
I can't reach the internet
He
right
did.
now. Check your modem or router connections and try again.
Yeah, I'm having a bit of trouble with my internet at the moment.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
That's a
I
bit
haven't
annoying.
had any NBN for about a week. So.
All right. Ugh, that's a bit rough.
Yeah. I think they've got to relay the cable between the node out on the footpath and my
Yeah, all
house.
right. Yeah.
There's a break somewhere in the cable, I think. Yeah. Sucks. So I'm using mobile Wi-Fi at the moment.
Yeah, I always have my Wi-Fi as a backup, just in case something goes wrong.
And I'm approaching my limit, so it'll probably run out sometime.
Well, I mean, I can't believe that where I'm sitting, I actually get 5G. Mobile.
Oh, that's just lucky. You must be just in the right spot.
Oh,
So you want a
yeah.
quiz?
Reception up here is actually really good. Better than down at the house.
Apparently they're. Yeah, sorry. I was just saying to Paul that they've. Apparently they know the attacker that attacked those guys, and he was known to law enforcement already.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, he's 40. It doesn't say what his name was. He's yet to be formally identified, but it was a 40-year-old man known to law enforcement. Apparently,
They haven't come out with a reason or motivation or anything yet? Or...
well,
No?
not yet. No, that was the only new piece of information since about. Just looking at it, yeah. So no, that was a new piece from about 20 past 8. Yeah, so that's all. So I'm sure we'll know more by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, you gone?
On a bouncier note.
Yeah.
gosh.
How's your 5G working now, Alan? Is
That's
it
just
working?
too much.
Yeah, it's fine. It's actually better than I get on the computer at home. It's bouncier than the PC at home.
Actually, it's a little bit better than usual. I'm not sure if Zoom's picked it up better, but it's going. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, hang on, Paul. Hey, I think Paul. Blue just needs to analyze the video quality for me. What do you think, Blue? Is it working?
Well, I think Alan needs to stop laying the phone on his lap. That's what's causing the down.
Yeah. No, we don't want to be the cause of Alan rolling backwards.
Okay.
All right. Question 1. The MEG experiment at CERN currently searches for flavour changes in charged versions of these particles, replacing the mega and syndrome experiments. Which particles?
Which ones have flavours?
What quarks have flavors?
Not quarks. The mass operator in the seesaw mechanism causes the number of these particles to be off by 2 units compared to what is predicted by the standard model. Which particles? Double beta decays, in which Majorana fermion is an intermediate particle, violate the conservation of these particles, which includes 3 subtypes whose numbers are generally also conserved. Not quarks, not neutrinos, not lasagna particles. A consequence of the conservation of these particles is that a neutrino or antineutrino has to be produced during beta decay.
Why do I feel like we've had this question before? Well, not in this particular order, but a similar question.
The tau and muon and electron are members of what family of particles that, unlike quarks, do not experience the strong interaction?
Jeez.
Are you going with
leptons or something?
Yeah, it is. It's leptons, yeah. Not leprechauns, leptons. Yep.
There you go.
Leptons.
I leapt on my bike once.
Yeah. Well done, Clive.
Because I was thinking of muons, but that was you're after the group, so I wouldn't have got it. Oh yes, and that TT guy, of course. Yes, that had to come out.
All right, question 2. After nearly dying during a dental procedure, this man wrote the text Excalibur, which claimed the one command in life was to survive.
No.
His son, once known as Nibs, eventually accused this man of practicing black magic.
Is that L. Ron Hubbard?
It is, Timbo. Well done.
Yeah, it wasn't the Excalibur, but Nibs I've heard of before. Yeah.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
And your other clues were he used a former cattle ferry called the Royal Scotsman as the flagship of a group of ships he sailed around the world.
I hope he cleaned that properly first. Good.
Yeah. The head of the Guardian office was this man's wife, who was implicated in a scheme to infiltrate US government agencies called Operation Snow White and was named Mary Sue. This Commodore of the Sea organization designed the E-meter and devised a way for followers to go clear and become operating thetans.
It was a huge con. It still is a huge con.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The book Dianetics was written by what science fiction author and founder of the Church of Scientology? It was L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen video of them using that device, and it's like anyone can sit in a room and think that that's somehow legit. Is beyond me.
Yeah. Question 3. This phenomenon is minimized in transmission lines by using impedance matching, which makes use of a coefficient named for this phenomenon that is equal to Z sub L minus Z sub naught over Z sub L plus Z sub naught, represented by gamma.
Can't be resistance.
Not resistance, no.
That's phenomenon.
Impedance?
No. This is minimized by impedance matching, Alan. This phenomenon.
I can't actually read the
screen.
Top of the question. The screen gets
Standing wave ratio or something like that.
This phenomenon occurs in an isotropic manner for Lambertian surfaces. Graphite and beryllium are used in nuclear reactors because they cause neutrons to undergo this phenomenon.
So,
When
I
this
don't
phenomenon
know what it's
occurs with
called.
respect to a surface with a higher index of refraction, a wave's phase changes by 180 degrees.
I don't know what it's called.
Total internal reflection.
No.
This phenomenon can be diffuse or specular. In the latter case, the angles of incidence equals the angle corresponding to this phenomenon. that should give it away. Reflection it is. Nerdlet got it a while ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Well done, Nerdlet. Yeah. That is a phenomenon that occurs when light hits a mirror. It is reflection. Yeah. Question 4. These animals are the namesake of the only family of mammals to possess heavy chain antibodies.
Oh.
Their earliest known ancestor was the North American Protolopus.
I don't know that one.
The males of one species of these animals can inflate a large pink organ in their throats called a dullar, which hangs out of the mouth in mating displays.
Well, there's a few creatures that do that. Some gibbons do that.
Not gibbons.
Nah.
These mammals have oval-shaped red blood cells that can expand to more than twice their normal size. Not horses. A management program headquartered in Alice Springs is dedicated to reducing the feral population of these animals in Central Australia.
Kangaroos?
Not kangaroos, Alan.
I'm going with urine test. It sounds like camels.
Yeah, that sounds
Camels.
right to me.
Yeah, camels. Yeah.
It is indeed camels, yes. Recent findings of Ellesmere Island suggest that, counterintuitively, a cold climate may have been the reason they developed their characteristic fat deposits.
Yeah, to keep themselves warm.
Yeah. Identify these ungulate animals whose Bactrian and dromedary varieties differ in their number of humps.
Yeah.
They are camels.
Camels.
I was trying to think. I knew that when you said the thing sticking out of the mouth, I was thinking, I know I've seen an animal do that, but I just couldn't. It was like, you know, when you know when you have that song and you can't quite get to the end of the word. It was a bit like that, but with the image.
Okay, question 5. Many materials that exhibit this phenomenon can be characterized by just the coefficients D31, D33, and D15. But one also needs D25 and D32 when using the orthotropic polymer polyvinyl iodine fluoride.
I thought it was going to say 3D6 and it was going to be Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh dear.
Your rolling to save is 3D6.
This phenomenon is displayed by many wurtzite and zinc blende semiconductors, such as zinc oxide, cadmium sulfide, and gallium arsenide, because they lack a center of inversion.
This sounds like an Alan question. So I'm saying something electric.
Strain gauges based on this phenomenon measure voltage, not resistance, are commonly based on the ceramic lead zirconate titanate and are used as the transducers in many microphones.
I'm throwing this out. Is it piezoelectric? I was going to try and get it for Alan.
You're tripping over each other to get it out, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm very polite and letting you finish reading the question there.
So was I. I was like, and I'm thinking, Alan's going to get
got it out there in peanuts as well. They probably got it before you because remember it takes about
Yeah.
for their answers to come
Oh,
out.
well, a few seconds. But yeah.
Yeah. Pierre Curie and his brother discovered this phenomenon and used it to build instruments that could measure radioactivity. Rochelle salts and quartz exhibit what phenomenon in which the elastic strain and electric field are coupling in a crystal, resulting in the acquiring of a charge when stressed. They are piezoelectric materials. Yeah. Okay. Question 6. Computing the expected value of this operation when it defines a stochastic process can be done by solving a partial differential equation, as in the Feynman-Katz formula for Brownian motion. What operation? This is a Clive question.
Is it something like
this
I won't give it away.
operation? This operation applied to the difference between kinetic and potential energy yields a functional that any system minimizes when it follows a path. You've got an answer, have you, Timbo?
Yeah, wrong one, I think.
What is your wrong answer?
Oh, well, I was literally going to say a differential equation, but I don't think that's the correct answer.
No, it's not the correct answer, no. The voltage in a capacitor is equal to the reciprocal of capacitance times this operation applied to the current plus the voltage at time 0. When this operation is applied to the Lagrangian, it gives the action. For momentum, it gives the force. For power, it gives the energy. What kind, Nerd Alert? That's it. He's got
time integral.
Time integral is the correct answer. Well done, Nerd Alert. Yeah. This operation can be used to find the displacement by finding the area under a curve on a graph of velocity versus this operation's namesake variable. Name this operation that is performed on a function with respect to dt. It is a time integral. Yeah. Okay, an easy question. In a scene parodying Quint's introduction in Jaws, Bart Simpson suggests kidnapping this kind of animal.
Oh God! It's not a pig, is it?
It is. Well done, Father's boy. I told you it was an easy
Of all the bloody questions, I know this one. For fuck's sake.
It is. Good one. Homer's nerd friends are expelled from Springfield University after it turns out that an animal of this type that Homer got drunk was friends with Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. One of them is shot through the air by a hydroelectric dam after Lisa pushes it off on an edge with a riding lawnmower in Lisa the Vegetarian.
Yeah.
Homer saves one of these animals from death because it's wearing people clothes. This one's one of my favourites.
Yes.
Yeah, this kind of animal leaves tracks on the ceiling when Homer pretends it's Spider-Man.
Spider Pig.
Spider Pig. Spider
Pig. Run up Spider Pig.
Yeah. And later appears dressed as Harry Potter. Yeah.
You're a pig, Harry.
Yeah. The EPA puts a giant dome over Springfield due to an environmental catastrophe caused by the waste of one of these animals in the Simpsons movie. Yeah. Name this species of animal exemplified by Plopper and Sir Oinks-a-Lot.
Lot.
Yeah. Pigs.
I'm not sure whether I'm proud I knew that one or not.
Well, you got it pretty quick.
Right.
I don't know this one.
For a de Sitter space, the energy density is negative and this vacuum quantity is positive, which yields a positive cosmological constant.
Okay.
It's a pig.
Clive,
Oh,
what's the answer?
yeah, Clive, what's the answer? Come on.
Yeah. A form of this quantity is obtained by dividing the time average pointing vector by the speed of light. The right side of Euler's momentum equation for inviscid flow involves taking the negative gradient of this quantity, not energy density. Because fermions cannot simultaneously occupy the same quantum state, white dwarfs are supported against the force of gravity by a form of this quantity. This quantity is always evenly distributed in an incompressible fluid, according to Pascal's principle. Types of this quantity include radiation, hydrostatic, and degeneracy.
Pressure?
Pressure is right, and Clive got it. Well
Yeah,
done,
I can't
Clive
see
and
YouTube.
Alan. Yeah, well done. Name this physical quantity, usually quantified as force per unit area. It is pressure. Yeah. Question 9. George Airy's analysis of these phenomena focuses on scattering, creating an Airy wavefront, which is bounded by caustics. Nope.
Nope.
These phenomena are primarily constructed of class 3 rays, which have only undergone one internal reflection. Ether divergence. No. There is no internal reflection in between the primary and secondary variants of these things, which results in the presence of Alexander's dark band. Supernumerary arcs occur below them due to light interference.
Rainbows.
That is correct. Clive got
Clive
it a
had
while
that.
ago.
Yeah, Clive had a long time ago. Yeah.
He did, yeah. The tops of these phenomena are centered on the anti-solar point and are always at an angle of 42 degrees opposite a light source, an angle that is calculated from red light refracting, and then refracting again through water. Name these arcs created by dispersion in raindrops. It is rainbows. Yeah.
Which can't happen inside, according to Larissa.
Yeah.
But they're really reflections off the dome, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they have to be reflections from the dome.
Yeah. And your last question. To study the behavior of these phenomena, Lev Landau introduced a mean field approach that uses the first few terms of a Taylor expansion.
Is that the field that Alan's sitting in front of?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he's not sitting in front of a...
it looks like a mean field.
A mean field.
It looks like a mean field. It's pretty roughed up there.
These phenomena often involve a spontaneously broken symmetry, which can be described by an order parameter. The occurrence of many of these phenomena is accompanied by a sharp peak in heat capacity that looks like a lambda. The lowest order derivative for which the Gibbs thermodynamic potential is discontinuous is used to classify these phenomena in the Ehrenfest classification. Thermodynamics.
Superconductivity.
Not superconductivity. Systems undergo these phenomena in order to minimize the Gibbs free energy when a state variable such as temperature changes. When these phenomena are discontinuous, they have an associated non-zero latent heat.
Oh, cold sunlight. I mean moonlight.
Huh?
Cold moonlight, obviously.
Cold moonlight. No.
Oh, yeah.
Name these transitions.
Space change.
In which matter transforms from one state to another, such as melting or evaporation. Clive had it a while ago. Well done, Clive. It is phase changes.
Phase changes.
And that was your hard quiz for today.
Oh, thanks for that, Paul.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I've just got one word to say. Pig.
Spider pig.
Spider pig. That's whatever a spider pig can.
Yeah.
Long time since I've seen that film.
I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen it twice. I know I saw it the once a long time ago.
I've only seen it the once. I haven't actually watched The Simpsons in years.
Yeah, it's a bit the same, I got to admit.
Family Guy took over.
Yeah, I stopped watching it too. I think it's just, I was okay. It's just the same. Wasn't much difference.
Just sort of had
They
its
did get
day.
a bit samey after a while.
Yeah. Well, long reply here from I Can Science That, where I think it was what's his name? Trying to think of his name. Who just had a go at him?
Oh, it's not Bev, is it?
No, it wasn't Bev.
That must be somebody else's video I'm thinking of. Then.
Oh, I'm trying to think of it. What's his that starts off with anyway, watch the video, you'll get it. What's this round?
Hello, Flat Earth.
Oh, this is
researchers,
Gigantor.
Yeah.
And debunkers. I'm Mike.
Phuket Pet. Yeah, that's the one. You know the one I mean. Okay, there we go.
Can Science That. And I'd like to thank Phuket Word for the shout out. His channel, it recently featured me. And let's see, he's got 12,000 subscribers. So much more popular than my little channel. And so every little bit helps, I guess, right? Thanks, I guess. On the other hand, Phuket Word did take the opportunity to call me a liar, and I guess I don't really like that. So as I come around to my response, I think I'd like to start with that. If you already know my channel, then you probably know that that's a focus of mine. It's a sticking point. The philosophy behind what does it mean to be a liar? I think we can all agree that it starts by telling something that's not true, speaking facts that are not true. We all agree that's part of it. But usually, I think we acknowledge that there's a possibility that somebody might make a mistake. And that's not a lie, that's just a mistake. And we treat that differently. We think of it differently. So let me ask you, when you think about what it means to lie, is that different from just making a mistake? If somebody shares information that they think is correct, but it's actually wrong, are they lying or are they mistaken? And what's the difference? For me, the difference between a lie and a mistake comes in when the correction is offered. When you encounter the alternate information and you're willing to reevaluate and look carefully and say, oh, I was wrong, that was a mistake. Well, that's different from lying. So what are we supposed to think about somebody who encounters this alternative viewpoint and is unwilling to make the correction? Are they then now lying? And ultimately, if there are two opposing viewpoints and neither side is willing to concede that the other is correct, does that necessitate that someone or the other is lying? Is it possible for two people to both be aware of the same underlying evidence and come to different conclusions without lying? Ultimately, do we carve out a separate moral judgment for somebody who believes something that isn't true, as opposed to somebody who knows that it isn't true and says it anyway? So I think we have like three genuine categories here of people who say something that is not true and know it is not true, and they're doing this on purpose, and that's definitely a liar. And on the other extreme, we have somebody who says something that isn't true, but they think it is true because they just don't know any better, and that's just a mistake from ignorance. And then there's another category, a special category, for somebody who believes something that isn't true, and they say it, and even when they are corrected and presented with clear evidence that they have made a mistake, they still refuse to change their opinion on the matter. How do we feel individually about somebody who behaves that way? And how do we judge them? As we think about what it means to lie, let me ask you this. Is it possible for someone to lie to themselves? And what exactly does that mean? So with that in mind, let's walk back through Phuket Word's video and make our own independent judgments. I'm not going to have any answers for you. I will just present everything as openly as I can and let you all make your own choices. The first of my images that Phuket Word criticizes is this one. This is a picture from St. Louis, the top of the arch. The main criticism is that my image is somewhat hazy and blurry, and let's be honest, it's not going to win any awards. But Phuket Word acknowledges that this zero line right here, this line through the center of the frame, is eye level.
And I would agree that if that was the case, this center point here and this horizontal line is what we would call eye level.
But Phuket Word insists that we can't really tell because it's too hazy.
That it's very blurry, it's totally out of focus. It seems to be quite a hazy, cloudy day.
He has gone out and found for us an alternative image from Kevin Ames. So link down in the description of where this website is and where we got this image.
Well, and it tells us that we are about the same height as the top of this building here.
So this image is nice and clear, but there's no eye level indicator on this image. Whereas my image is kind of hazy, but it does have an eye level indicator. I wonder, is there any way we can use this image to find where eye level is and then compare it back to the other image to see where the horizon is? Hopefully you can see I'm going to draw in here what I think is the horizon. I think that's the horizon right there. But you know what? It's a little blurry. So maybe the horizon is somewhere up higher than that. That's the building right there. Same building. My image is too big, so I'm going to try and shrink it down. That's pretty good. Let's get in there. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay, let's do the blink test now. So notice where I've marked my horizon and notice where the actual horizon is. I'm going to let you be the judge. Where is the horizon? I think the horizon is obviously below eye level. You can see very clearly from these two images by combining them. Now I wonder, why didn't Phuket Word think to try doing that? Why didn't he zoom in and look and maybe compare to see that the horizon is below the peak of one of the buildings that he called out, and that the peak of that building is below eye level? Maybe he just didn't think of it. Maybe his photo editing skills aren't as awesome as mine clearly are. You as the viewer, have to make your own judgment about that. The next image Phuket Word chooses to criticize is this one, where he mentions that the camera is 2 degrees below horizontal. It's not, it's 0.2 degrees. Let me draw your attention right there. That's a decimal point, so this is 0.2 of a degree. And frankly, if it were looking 2 degrees downward, that would mean that the horizon was way lower, right? So again, honesty is important. Here I am telling you the facts and correcting the mistakes. You judge the honesty and truthfulness of the presenters according to your own metrics. I'm doing the best that I can. So Phuket Word points out that the horizon isn't quite visible. It's hidden below the clouds.
What we're looking at here at 36,000 feet is an eye level that is above the clouds, or a cloud base here, and so those clouds are covering up any horizon on the Earth.
The clouds are below eye level, and the horizon is below the clouds. Therefore, the horizon must be below eye level. Phuket Word even says the clouds are below the eye level.
An eye level that is above the clouds.
And that the horizon is somewhere beneath the clouds.
Those clouds are covering up any horizon on the Earth.
Doesn't that mean that the horizon must be below eye level? I don't understand how there's any question about that. Phuket Word's next criticism was about this image, where I've used a water level to show where eye level is, and we're showing that the horizon is below that point. His criticism is that the eye level indicated here by the water level surface is not in the center of the frame. Doesn't eye level have to be in the center of the frame? And when he said that, I thought to myself, yeah, doesn't it? I mean, how did I take that picture? I took that picture, so I know that it's real. How did I do it without lining that in the center of the frame? It can be a little bit difficult to understand, honestly. So here's how I took the picture. I set my water level, and then I lined my phone up until those two water lines are exactly at the same point. That tells me that the camera's sensor and those two water lines are all in a straight line. And from there, if you move up a little bit too high to where your camera is above eye level, you're looking down at the tops of those water lines and they don't line up. Or if you're too low, you're looking up at the bottoms of those waters and they don't line up. The only way to get them to line up is if the camera is right in the exact same line as the water levels. So why isn't it centered? Well, even while the camera is held in place, you can tilt the camera without moving the camera out of eye level. If you find that confusing, let me invite you to simply take a picture of your shoes and then tell me, are your shoes at eye level? Of course not. So eye level is not indicated by the center of the frame. In this image, eye level is the center of the frame because that's what's indicated by this horizontal line showing 0 degrees of tilt. So if we're at 0 degrees of tilt, then that line is eye level, right down the center of the frame. But in this picture, we're not using any tilt indicator. Our eye level indicator is when these two water levels line up. So I've given this some thought. What I think is that if you don't trust me, then you're not going to take my word for that. Up there, I'll put a link to a video from Critical Think, who's done more of an analysis and tries to explain this with diagrams and such. I don't need to do that. I don't think I need any diagrams because either you find me trustworthy and you're ready to believe that, or you don't find me trustworthy and the diagrams aren't going to change that. What I suggest instead is you just go to the kitchen and grab a glass of water and move your eyes up and down until you're lined up exactly with the level of the water. And ask yourself, is it possible to hold the water above eye level and still sight along the level of the water plane? Is it possible to be below eye level? Or if you see edge on, if you see the water plane edge on, are you in fact at the same level as the water? Just try it for yourself. Grab your cell phone and do this demonstration with your cell phone. Take a glass of water, set it on the table. Take your camera and line it up until you're looking edge on right through the water. Now that you've got that, now that you're edge on with the water, just tilt the camera up and down and tell me, what do you see? If you try that simple demonstration, I'm confident that you'll understand how I took this photo and what it means. Phuket Word insists I've done it incorrectly, and he describes the correct way of doing this. But I can't help but notice he doesn't show himself doing it. He doesn't show any photos that he's taken. I've gone out and taken these photos myself. There's no way anyone can trick me about these photos. If you don't believe they're real, that's okay. Just go out and take them yourself. It's very easy. So, if you don't find me trustworthy, if you think maybe I'm being deceitful or lying, I invite you to reproduce this experiment for yourself. So let me once more encourage you to get up from behind your keyboard, go out into the world, and make some observations on your own and find out for sure who is telling you the true information and who is misleading you. In Phuket Word's criticism video, he stops here. But I did find it more than a little curious that he didn't show the last image I included in my video. I had saved it for last because, in my opinion, this is the very best one. This is the eye level in the center of the frame, and it is at 0 degrees tilt on the camera. And what is this a picture of? Well, there's a horizon down here. The horizon's a little hazy, a little hard to see, but what's that right there? That's the sun. The sun is below eye level, but above the horizon. So you can argue about haze if you want, and maybe the horizon is too hazy to make out, but the sun is bright and clear, and it is completely below eye level. So doesn't that mean that no matter what haze or clouds there might be, the horizon must be below the sun and therefore below eye level? I don't see any way out of that, and I wonder, is that why Phuket Word chose not to share this image and critique it? In the end, I am not qualified to tell you whether someone is a liar or maybe they're delusional. What I can do is go out for myself, out from behind the keyboard, and investigate actual evidence on my own, and you can do that too. And using that, you can find out who has been giving you valid information, who has been steering you right, and who has been steering you wrong. And if after doing that, you come back and discover that I have been saying something that is incorrect, I invite that correction. I invite you to show me where is my mistake, how am I looking at this image, and somehow coming to the conclusion incorrectly that the horizon must be down here. Where is my mistake? If you could find that for me, I'm willing to listen to that. This is my analysis given to you as openly and honestly as I can. If that bothers you, I think maybe you should reflect on that for a moment. Why does this photo bother you? Isn't it okay if the horizon is below eye level? It looks like it is. Hopefully you can at least understand why I think it is. This doesn't have to be something that we get into name calling over.
Hey everyone, so some of you may be aware of my...
Hey.
God.
Turn it up. He's trying to be so nice.
He is, isn't he? He kind of made it impossible for them to disagree with him, didn't he?
That's right.
They will.
They will.
I love the way that Nick Gigantor is constantly calling people liars. The missing lighter.
Yeah.
I mean, all of his videos, he just lies through his teeth, and yet everybody else is lying, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I do have, just to make sure I don't forget, we do have another one about Flatzoid we could watch. Yeah, let me cue it up.
Good old Flatzoid.
You mean Falzoid?
Falzoid, yeah.
Yeah. Are you still got those 11 frames in your back pocket? Could you return them, please?
See. Okay.
On rare occasions, we get to witness moments of sheer genius.
Oh, yeah.
This is not one of those moments. You know, during a lunar eclipse, if you happen to be at exactly the right place on Earth, either at dusk or at dawn, you'll be able to see both the sun and the eclipsed full moon at the same time. They'll both be on the horizon, but at opposite points of the sky. And that's because the Earth's atmosphere refracts light, typically about 0.6 of a degree, which is a little bit more than the apparent diameter of the sun or the moon. So that allows you to see them both simultaneously. Now, that shouldn't be all that hard to understand, should it?
Salva, by the way, so the eclipse going on right. By the way, so the eclipse going on right now. Yeah, it's been going on for the last, 24 hours?
24
The
hours.
solar eclipse has been going on for 24 hours.
Oh, dear.
No. Just no.
You know?
Can't have a prove its moon, though.
No, we can't. And you know how we can disprove that it is the moon? It's called the selenium eclipse, where the sun and the moon are together in the same time, opposite sides of the sky, and it has an eclipse.
Oh, what?
The observation literally
Wrong sort of
debunks
eclipse, you dickhead.
their claim.
But they claim refraction in that one, too. Like, come on.
Yeah, and this refraction makes the shadow the opposite direction, too.
Are we understanding each other? You're an idiot!
That's all, folks.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I have occasionally posted links to my selenium eclipse video that I filmed just over by those two trees over there.
Oh yeah.
But it's a really exciting selenium eclipse because 10/10 cloud cover.
10/10. Yeah.
I've posted in the chat for Peanuts and anyone else Blue's other video about where he was watching all the eclipses. Same eclipse, just from different places. So you can go check that out. Right, and you can hear Alan watch that live because I heard him on the video.
Yeah, I was. We had quite an interesting chat that evening, and even got a few new people to come along to Blue's Discord server. Have a chat.
Well, what else can I inflict upon you?
Look, you don't have to inflict anything upon us. Don't feel obliged.
Don't feel obliged. Really?
No!
So, I'm going to show you Andrew's little. Andrew's got this unlisted at the moment. I'm sure he's not going to mind me showing this. I don't know if he's new unlisted it, but let me see his screen share. So again, we're going to look at this, and people think that there's a vector in this direction. The globe Earth claims that it's an acceleration of 9.8 meters per second squared, so there's an exponential acceleration, in this direction.
That's not exponential.
What?
Squared isn't exponential, you idiot.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, my.
Is, for me, the Earth's motion is a demonstrable constant, and the thing that causes the loss of momentum is also a constant. Now, people think that, there's nothing there. Well,
I liked how he has, directions are constant, but also the loss of momentum is also a constant. Wouldn't that two constants together? It's not the same.
Mass or matter has what people call inertia. There seems to be something underlying in reality that causes matter to want to be stationary, and you can experience this. So if I was to put you in an elevator right now and start accelerating it upwards, you're going to feel an increase in your weight, right? So that's telling you that your mass of your body, there's an aspect somewhere that's resisting that motion, because your weight's increasing. So there's something that's resisting the motion. And as I say, you can tell that with an increase in your weight. If I accelerate you in any direction, you're going to feel your body weight increase. So there's an aspect of reality here yet to be uncovered. Maybe the globe Earth and these people are talking about gravity, and there's an inversion there. And the true gravity is the resistance to motion. So as I say, if I accelerate you upwards, left, right, down in any direction, there's going to be an increase in your weight. That's telling you that as I apply force or motion to you, that there's a resistance to that. So when we let things go, that resistance is still present. And the resistance is uniform. It's the same for everything. Right? The globe Earth used vacuums and show you a bowling ball and a feather. You can see the deceleration rate is equal. And you're going to see that here again. Spoke about this so many times, and now Andrew has recreated it. There is no acceleration. There's a change in velocity, and we use acceleration in that regard. But there is no increase in velocity in the downward.
No acceleration, but there's a change in velocity.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Only as a constant deceleration in the upwards vector, and you're going to see that right here.
Why would you count the frames? Why wouldn't you count the seconds on the stopwatch? But okay.
Yeah.
What's he dropping?
I think it's a marble
Dropping a
or
little
a
ball.
ball bearing or something.
But in
No, he's
what?
got the ball all right.
Yeah.
Is it in fluid of some sort?
Yeah, it's kind of like reaching terminal velocity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very quickly if you're like in vegetable oil or something.
Yeah.
Way to go, Dale.
It's definitely in the fluid.
You have invented
You've
terminal
discovered viscosity.
Yes. Amazing. Hey, heat the oil up. I bet you can make it go faster.
Yeah.
Make the ball smaller. I bet it'll go slower.
Yes.
We might even discover surface area if we get sophisticated enough.
Well, the interesting thing is if you could use something the same, like a metal ball that was hollow, and drop that, and then fill it with something to increase its mass. But obviously not changing the frictional surfaces, and drop it and note the difference. Now we're playing? No, okay, now we're playing. It's not saying nothing.
Again, here we can see the true vector, the buoyant forces here, the motion transfer of the Earth. The ear is always flattened out on the direction of the travel. If Andrew was now to accelerate this down the way, this whole vessel, this air bubble would now have a flat spot here and would be travelling in this direction. This is the difference again about being able to manipulate all the variables, okay, and to present things in a logically consistent, practical manner, okay. So you can see here clear as day, the flattened out bottom on this air bubble, just like clouds and all these other things. You can see the direction of travel. The motion of the Earth's present. You're seeing this displacement of these things here within this vessel, and you can see from the air bubble it's showing you the direction it's moving in, and you can see the flattened out bottom.
Not sure what this proves. Why does it travel up at a different rate to the ball going down?
I think it got a little bit faster when it went through the bubble.
The hard thing for people to grasp
A little bit.
in the same direction. It's just that the ball bearing is losing that momentum because the fluid in here cannot push upon it, cannot support it. The fluid here can displace the air because of its density. We're just using that word very lightly. Right? I'm sure it's just a colloquial word that people know what we're talking about. Right? So that the density of this can now displace that. The motion's felt through this, and it can cause that compression that displaces here. And you can see where it's happening. It's happening from here and pushing it in that direction. The ball bearing is just losing its momentum. This now is truly accelerating up the way. Or in motion up the way. The ball bearing's also in motion upwards, but at a slower rate now, as it's been let go within that medium. But visually to you, people think there's two vectors, up and down. You cannot have two vectors simultaneously from one acting force acting simultaneously in two different directions. That type of thinking is totally and utterly preposterous. Okay? You cannot have a vector simultaneously in two different directions.
We could have two different forces though.
Unless you've got two separate objects moving in two different directions, which would be two different forces.
Yeah. And again, it definitely speeds up.
Quite understood buoyancy yet, has he?
Nah. So he prattles on. But there you go.
He hasn't cottoned on to the fact that to be buoyant, you need a downwards force.
Otherwise, it would just sit there and do
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
It has to have a force to act against. Well. Yeah. That's what it's like. Oh. Let's put on an Everett. Break the mood. Ooh. That doesn't sound like Everett. Definitely doesn't sound like Everett. Try again. Yeah, Everett.
That's poor old flat out again.
Yes. As I said, definitely didn't sound like Everett.
We live on a flat earth. We do not live on a globe spinning around in space. That is the biggest lies of lies, and this is Satan's last years, and he's deceiving the nations.
I'm the devil, and I'm here to say I'm the most evil rapper in the USA. All my homies and my bitches say
And you're in the nation of deceives. Well, I'm trying to get out the nation of deceives. I'm in America, so it's gonna be a little tough, you know what I'm saying?
Are you sure his brain is okay?
Absolutely. Watch this. Charlie, identify these objects, okay?
Ba. B. Ba. Bilba.
He's fine. Great job, Charlie.
Thank you.
We should not be having a debate because the globe is the truth, apparently, right? It's proven. We're in space and we proved it, right? So if that is the truth, why, when we see boats going over the horizon, it looks like it's going down? Why not the planes?
Will you stop? It's just a piece of fruit. Eating a piece of fruit is not going to change your life.
Yeah, but what if it's magic fruit? What if this fruit makes me the smartest man the village has ever known?
That's a pretty low bar.
So you tell me your reason and explanation for this one, Globers, because you won't. Because this is not even a debate.
Yeah, now you've done it.
Well, I definitely feel something.
What?
Less hungry for one, but also more intelligenter.
You just make it look like the globe is the truth. Everything is CGI, everything is fake and lies. When really the flat earth is the real debate. It's not even a debate, it's just truth.
Ask me something, anything. Go. Test me. Go.
All right, where does the sun go at night?
Pass. Next question.
We live on the earth, right? It's pretty funny when I think about this. That's spinning with water on it in space. I'm about to disprove it right now, but if you think that we live on it, then you're about to get disproven until you prove me right.
Yeah. That's not gonna happen.
Because these stars match exactly with the Great Pyramids of Egypt. Each one
Funny
of them
that.
matches exactly with it, right?
You know what you need.
Funny
I
that.
have Ativan. You want that?
Oh, yeah.
Little Valium?
Oh, yeah.
You like a Clonopin?
I want something to take me sky high.
How? How does that make sense if we're spinning around through space? Spinning. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You just shouldn't be seeing the same stars either way. And even Polaris. Polaris, the big star. Hopefully you know what Polaris is.
Huh? Polaris? Polaris?
Yeah, what's Polaris?
We have these to hold down the sound, sir.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Brilliant.
Bro, wake up. Wake up. No ball. Yes, flat.
He's experiencing denial.
What's that mean, Dr. Crane?
Well, simply put, it means that the human mind blocks out that which it cannot emotionally accept.
What's that mean, Dr. Crane?
It means that you don't understand this, and you never will.
The sun and the moon, they're the exact same size. You might be thinking, what are you talking about? Science tells me that the sun is way bigger, and it's 400 times bigger than the moon. But the thing is, I don't believe in this. So I don't believe in science. I don't believe in NASA, which means you're deceiving you. I don't believe in none of this stuff. I believe in the truth.
Okay, one last time. These are small, but the ones out there are far away.
They are both equal That's where you see the moon's equal. But sometimes the moon looks higher.
So wonderfully, 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 wonderfully pretty.
It looks smaller because it's higher in the sky. That's why it looks a little different. But no, really, example, solar eclipse, how do you think it's the same size? Same size.
Small, far away. Ah, forget it.
There you go. They're not getting it.
Yep.
They're definitely not getting it. Yeah. You still with us, Alan? I think he's down to 2G now.
Me?
Yeah. He's still there.
I'm still.
I wasn't sure if you were breaking up a little.
I'm just worried there might be a little bit of wind noise as the wind is picking up significantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. Well, I think that's about it for tonight. Just looking through my list. We did CC. We did Flat Out Truth. We did. Oh, we didn't do CC, but I'm sure you can have a week without CC.
Oh no.
We do have a.
Yeah, I can wait for him. Yeah.
We can finish off with a Dan. I've got a Dan the Man. I've got a couple of Dan the Mans, but I'll pick one. Let's pick this one.
Spider Dan.
Slyman Dan the Man. Okay. Well,
Some man down with his big dent in his head where he bashed his head on the car door.
Yeah. How did he manage that?
Sheer luck. Here we go.
Sorry.
Oh, that's not him. He's gone back. You can't see it. It's all right. Here we are. Stop flicking around. Stop. There we go. Simon the Dan Man. Are we ready? I'll finish off with him.
Earth Institute of Science. Well, he calls it the Flat Earth Institute of Science, but really it's his house where he films YouTube videos. Nevertheless, he still needs debunking. And this time, Kyle is going to try and explain to us how maps and GPS work on a flat Earth. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today though, a quick thanks to the sponsors of today's video, Boot.dev. Boot.dev is building the smartest way.
As I get past that, it is hard to miss his dot on his head, isn't it? It's one of those.
It's usually 2 minutes long.
No, just hard to go past the dot on his head. It's just very distracting. We're up about here.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Is it? Sorry, was that pointing out because one of the other things he was promoting, was it?
Fast forwards every 30 seconds.
I was going to say, is he pointing out it's not a get-rich-quick scheme because one of the other things he was promoting was a get-rich-quick scheme?
Exactly, yeah.
3 was over $100,000. Click on the link in the description box and that's 25% off your first month or your Flat Earth Institute of Science. He wants to talk about maps and I don't think he's going to do too well, but let's find out, shall we? Take it away, Kyle.
Hello and welcome. All right, let's get right to it. Right off the bat, let's ask this question. What is the most accurate kind of map? It's a photograph. And
No,
so long as you are taking a picture of the flat Earth,
they're actually
you have
quite
a flat Earth
inaccurate.
map.
Well, not really, because every photo of Earth is not a photo of a flat Earth. It's a photo of the globe Earth. Also, a photo is a photo, not a map. A map is a, and I quote, diagrammatic representation of an area of land or sea showing physical features, cities, roads, etc.
All right, here we are in Google Maps. This is
Apart from the fact that photogrammetries are wrong by definition, so you have to correct for the lens correction to get them to be accurate. So they're not very accurate, actually.
Yeah. Brisbane, Australia, or Brisbane as they call it down there.
Look at Kyle implying that he pronounces the name of Brisbane correctly when everyone else gets it wrong. I've got news for you, matey. The whole world says Brisbane.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and switch this over to satellite view.
Okay.
That's not satellite.
Now we're
But
going
okay.
to go ahead and zoom out.
Yeah.
And
Like
you
to
tell me when to
satellite.
stop when something smells fishy to you.
When something smells fishy. I mean, I know the expression, but surely in this instance you mean if it looks fishy. But sure, okay, let's do this.
Okay.
When they switch maps.
So far, so good.
Oh, wait. Wait, zoom back in a little. I see a lot of like stripes on the map.
Okay.
She has an issue with the contours and ridges of the mountains. Right. Bit weird to point that out, but okay.
I think she's picking
got
their
roads.
joints of the images.
Columns.
Or columns. Thank you.
Ah, I see what you mean now. Yeah, that's totally fine by me. When Google makes their maps, they cannot see the entire Earth. So they take images of strips of the Earth and then they stitch those strips together. That is pretty well understood, Kyle.
Do you think those are real? Whoa, check out the water robot.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really interesting. Really interesting.
Think a real satellite went out and did that?
No, 'cause
Yes,
they're done
I
with the
do.
No, they're done with the plane
Doesn't
aerial
seem-
photography.
It doesn't seem very.
Likely.
I don't think so.
I've been in plenty of planes in my life. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, you're happy that the pictures of the cities and buildings are all legitimate. I see.
All right, so here we've centered ourselves in between the columns.
Okay.
Does that look very far away to you?
Well, not much farther away than maybe a plane would fly.
Okay. So what do you think is going on here?
Well, I would because of the columns or the strips, it kind of looks like a plane might be flying over and just getting an image capture of in strips.
Bang on, but Google uses planes and satellites. Planes for the high definition views over the cities and satellites for everything else.
And maybe pasting them together. Because as you zoom out a little, and you can see
All these different things getting stitched together,
Yeah.
the pictures?
Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like to me, anyways.
Yeah, I agree with you there. This, if it's a satellite that's taking these pictures, it must be a pretty low-flying satellite.
Now, Google uses the Landsat satellites, which are jointly managed by NASA and the US Geological Survey. The orbital height of these satellites is around 700 kilometres. The ISS has an orbital height of 408 kilometres, and this is how much of the Earth it can see. So yeah, not the entire Earth. Nowhere near it.
And zoom out a little or more. Okay, so it changes right there. Okay, so what is going on over on the right? What is all that? That looks like that does not look like a photograph at all. At least not from a camera I would use.
Yeah.
It's like super blurry. It does not look like water. Zoom out more, please.
Well, yes, this isn't strictly imagery. This is data on the sea floor and a projection of what that would look like. And that's because you've zoomed out further than the orbital height of that satellite.
I don't. What kind of? It still says it's a
not quite
satellite,
clear,
right?
but-
Are you,
It's still in satellite view,
okay.
but all of the ocean, it's just the big blue.
Okay. When you zoom in, oh, that's beautiful. That looks like water. It looks like a photograph, a satellite quote image.
And all of a sudden,
Now
what
zoom
is
out
that?
again.
Why would they have to do that?
Because I don't have photography.
Why
of
waste
it.
data on hundreds of thousands of square kilometres of open ocean for what is something that would essentially look pretty much the same all over? As I said, they put the contours of the sea floor elevation in, but you don't need exact photos of the ocean's surface.
Why are they editing out all of that?
And it's not lazy pilots. It's what's happened to their satellite.
Yeah, what happened to their satellite? It's all...
It doesn't want to go over the water?
Well, it's a really convenient way to cover things up. Literally. Literally covering things up.
You would have a point if there were large swathes of land that we couldn't see. But open ocean? Really? Come on.
This is so strange to me. Okay, well, zoom out more. I want to see more.
Yeah. So if we wanted to fake something in the map and stitch pictures together to shorten things here or lengthen things out here, where would you want to do that?
I guess the part that people are not living in. There's no homes out in the ocean.
Yeah, if you're going to do it out in the ocean where it's all covered.
Look at this. Are those waves, maybe?
No seafloor contours. This takes a couple of Google searches and they think it's some sort of gotcha.
I don't all this, the weird stitching. And
Oh, really, really strange.
I've heard people talk about, oh, there's giant worms crawling on the bottom of the ocean, like enormous things, but it's all a fake image.
I feel like some of these...
It's clear CGI as it can get.
It's definitely CGI. I mean, that's just strange.
It's the elevation of the sea floor. It is what it is.
Okay.
Pretty sure that Google admit that they actually generate that seafloor mapping.
So what kind
as
of satellite do you
CGI.
think was used for taking those photos?
Yeah, it's no secret. It's just one big GIS program.
Landsat, already told you, buddy.
One like this? Or one like this?
Both. It's both, Kyle.
Well, obviously the airplane-looking one, because the satellite in space, it wouldn't need to create the columns or the pasted effect, because it's just out in space, so it can see the whole image, versus the plane is so much closer to the ground, creating the strips.
Nope, as I said, the Landsat orbital height is not high enough to see the entire surface of the Earth, or at least one half of the entire surface of the Earth.
So why would they need these when they have those?
I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine.
And that is one reason why I find those really hard to believe in. All right, so we have two really big issues here with satellites.
One is the firmament.
Yeah, there's a limit to how high satellites can fly.
Because of the firmament.
Because of our
And two is, we don't believe their cooling systems are adequate enough to handle the intense amount of solar radiation that they would be exposed to out in the thermosphere.
Well, first off, the Landsat's orbit is actually above the thermosphere, and secondly, even if it wasn't, it would be just fine. This is a classic Flurf misunderstanding. Temperature is not heat. Temperature means the thermal energy of particles. But because the air in the thermosphere is so thin, there are not enough particles to transfer all that energy. So the heat is actually quite low.
Oh yeah, you did a video about that a while back.
We'll go ahead and put a link to that video in the description for anyone who missed it.
Well, that's going on my debunk list. Get in there. Well, there we go. Another Flat Earth video all done and debunked. What do we all think of Kyle's map investigation there? Did he actually prove anything or figure anything out? Let me know in the comments below what you think. That blimmin' Flat Earth Institute of Science. Right, well, we're all done and dusted, as I said. Thanks so much for watching. It truly is appreciated. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that thumbs up button too. That would be great. Just enough time to once again thank boot.dev for sponsoring today's video. Remember, click the link in the description, use my code SIMANDAN to get 25% off your first purchase towards boot.dev. That's 25.
No, maybe not.
No, you're right.
There we go. That was a bit of let's just say what Google says they do anyway. Nothing exciting.
Institute of Science. Oh.
Not much science in it.
No science.
Let's look at it and say, what do we think? Who is chewing gum on Mike? I don't know. I think it's Alan.
Sorry?
I want to know who's chewing gum on Mike. I said it was you. No, it's not. It wasn't you. It's all right.
I might be getting a little bit of wind noise. I apologise for that.
It's all right. I know what it was. There's something happening in this room, which I've just stopped.
A bit sprout.
Okay. Oh, well, we might call that a night. We got anything exciting coming up this week?
No.
Not
really.
Okay, guys. Well, I get you say goodnight to the peanuts, and we might come again next week.
Good night, peanuts.
Oh, no, peanuts. See you then.
Adios, muchachos.